Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Learn Academic English. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how to use an online dictionary and what the best online dictionaries are for English learners. Please give this video a like and leave a comment if you find it helpful. I believe that it's super important for English learners to have access to good dictionaries, to use them often, and to use them wisely so that you can improve your vocabulary as much as possible. There are lots of good free online dictionaries. Each one is a little bit different, but any of them would work great. If you have access to a book dictionary, that's also a great tool, but an online dictionary is going to provide you with some other information that you might find fun or interesting. So first, we're going to look at learnersdictionary.com, which is my pick for the best basic online dictionary for English learners. So first of all, why do I like learnersdictionary.com? Well, it's from the Merriam-Webster Dictionary Company, which is a great dictionary company. And I like this because right here on the home page, they have the box where you can search for a word, and we'll do one of those in just a moment. But then they also have features like Word of the Day. This is an excellent way for you to improve your vocabulary by coming here every day and just learning one word. So this is the basic information. It has the word, it has a little
Demonstrator. Demonstrator.
Okay, we can listen to the pronunciation. There's a picture that can help us to remember the meaning. And of course, there's the definition. But if we click on Learn More, we can see more. And so we can see here that if we click on Learn More, we can see the word written in IPA to help us know how to pronounce it. And you can see here that this little line shows us that that's the stressed syllable. So the stressed syllable is the first one, and then there's secondary stress on this one. Demonstrator, demonstrator. We can listen to the word again if we want to. There's the part of speech. This word is a noun, and it gives us the plural form, demonstrators. There's a picture that helps us remember. And finally, we can see that it's a count noun. There is the definition. We have some example sentences. And we have a second definition with a second example. At which one are you going to choose? Well, the first one is always the most common one. So that's the one that you should choose if you have more than one. But it might be useful for you to learn the second definition as well. Okay, so that's word of the day, an excellent way for you to improve your vocabulary just by coming here and learning the word of the day every day. Okay, next, Ask the Editor. Ask the Editor is a section where English learners can ask a question, and then a person who works for the dictionary will answer the question. The answers are always very clear and specific and correct. So for example, this one is asking us, what are the plural forms of check-in, passerby, and spoonful? And these are types of compound nouns that can have some tricky plural forms. If we click on Learn More, we can read a more detailed explanation. So you can see again, here's the question and here is the answer. But what I like to do is I also like to take a look at the archive. That's going to have more questions and answers. So if we click on February, which is the month that we're in right now, we can see that there are two Ask the Editor questions. The first one was about active and passive voice. Probably they do one once a week, but if we go back and click on January, we can see that there are more. Some of these are easier, some of them are more advanced. So, you can kind of choose the ones that are the right level for you. Okay, so that's Ask the Editor. Again, you can click into the archives to see the older ones. Next, we can click on quizzes, and this website doesn't have a lot of quizzes. Some online dictionaries have more. The first quiz is that you can find out how strong your vocabulary is. And so if we click on that, we can see that it asks us to take this 10-question quiz and that you could try it as often as you would like because they have many different versions. So if we try the first one, it says, click the best synonym for advocate. Advocate would be a defender, someone who defends you. Click the best synonym for energy. I would probably say power. Okay, and you can see that it's correct. You get a bonus for going more quickly. Reject would be the same thing as turn down. That's a phrasal verb. Okay, so that's how that works. If you go back to quizzes, there's also one about a visual. Let's go back to the home page, and you can see that on the home page they have access to those quizzes again, and there are also the most popular words that people are looking up, and there's an invitation for you to get the free app on your phone, and you can click here and type a word. So maybe we want to know the word courtesy. So what happens if we search for the word courtesy? If we search for the word courtesy, we can see that there are 3 entries, and the noun is going to be the most common one. So let's take a look at the noun courtesy. So again, we have the IPA, we can listen to the word, and it tells us that courtesy is a non-count noun. That's a polite behavior that shows respect for other people. Here's an example sentence. They treated us with courtesy and kindness. Or, he didn't even have the common courtesy. This is a common thing that we say, common courtesy, and it explains what does that mean. We also have the count noun definition, and then we have some other ways that we can use the word courtesy. We can say courtesy of something, or other ways like how it might be used informally. Finally, there's the adjective, and you can notice that the top one is going to be the most common one. All right, so this is learnersdictionary.com. It's a great basic everyday dictionary. If you create an account, you can save your word, and then you can create word lists, and you can click on My Saved Words to access that. All right, let's go to the next one. And the Longman Dictionary is LDOCE online. The Longman Dictionary is my pick for a great dictionary that has a little more information. So the first thing we want to do here is notice how the website works. So we have our search box here, and we also have word of the day. You can see that it doesn't have as much maybe interesting information about the word as the previous website did. It doesn't have a picture, but if we click on it, we can see that it tells us this word ungainly, that it's an adjective, and then there are 2 pronunciations. That's because one is British and one is American. The first one is British, the second is American.
Ungainly. Ungainly.
Okay, so you can notice that those pronunciations, it gives us the definition, and then it gives us an example phrase with this word. And then it tells us a related form, which is the noun form. This is nice because this related form is sometimes missing in the Learner's Dictionary that we saw before. Okay, the next thing that I like about this dictionary is that it gives us examples from the corpus. What is the corpus? The corpus is a collection of real life examples that were spoken by native speakers. So you might find these useful because these are real examples that people actually said. And it also gives us the origin of the word, which is probably not useful for you, but if you're interested in that, it is there. On the right side, you can see that there's also access to quizzes. So let's click on those quizzes and see what it is. So this website also has ads like the previous one, but I feel like the ads for this one are not quite as bothersome. Okay, so for English vocabulary quizzes, we have collocations, phrases, prepositions, synonyms, and phrasal verbs. And in addition to those quizzes, there's also the English language exercises. Let's click on that. For the English language exercises, there's hundreds of vocabulary exercises, there's grammar, listening and pronunciation, and exam prep. So again, a lot of great information here that I'm sure you will find useful. Finally, the other thing I wanted to mention is that always on the right side, you can see that they have some pictures with a question that you can check, and they have topics. So this can be useful for you if you want to say, oh, today I want to learn a lot of vocabulary about family or about trains. This is a good way to learn vocabulary that you learn a lot of words about the same topic at once. So what happens if we click on family? You can see that it gives us a lot of words that if we see something new, we might want to click on it. And it gives us a lot of other words, including collocations. Okay, what are collocations? Collocations are words that are used together. Super useful information to get from your dictionary. For example, the whole family. We invited the whole family, all the family, somebody's immediate family, extended family, okay, single parent family, the nuclear family. These are all collocations that will help you to make your vocabulary bigger about this particular topic. And I wanted to just say one last thing about this website, which is that the nice thing about this is that it has the pronunciation in both British and American English. So this is great for you if you're learning British or American. You can do both here. Okay, finally, let's look at the Cambridge Dictionary. So if we go to dictionary.cambridge.org, we're going to get this homepage, and then from there we can choose what we want to do. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you down here that they have various dictionaries you can choose from. The Learner's Dictionary is a little bit bigger, but it is British. So if you're learning British English, or if you don't particularly care if it's British or American, this would be a good choice for you. And then there's the Essential American English. So if you're learning American English, this is a good one, but Essential American English, it's a lower level dictionary. It's more basic. And then you can also see that they have some related topics, like there's grammar, there are translation dictionaries that you might find helpful. So let's click on this Essential American English Dictionary. Okay, so here we are on the Essential American English Dictionary from Cambridge. And you can see that at the top we have dictionary, translate, grammar, thesaurus, and dictionary plus. So let's take a look at the homepage and see what we have here. First of all, we have popular searches. So you can come here and say, do I know all of these? These are popular searches right now. If you're curious, you can just browse the dictionary. So you could click on B and you can look at the dictionary pages, kind of like you would do if you opened the dictionary to a random page. So this might be nice to help you learn some new words that you're not expecting. And it gives you some idea of how the dictionary works. And then finally, down here, we have the blog, which has articles. So if you're looking for some readings, this would be a great place to go to get some readings. Let's take a little look. Okay, so here we have an article about science. It's called Genes, Molecules, and Momentum, talking about science. And so if you're interested in science, it gives a little background about what biology, chemistry, and physics are. And we have some people leaving some comments. In addition, we have more posts. So again, this would be great if you want to improve your vocabulary and your English by reading. Let's go back and look at the homepage again. So another thing the homepage has is a word of the day, like we saw on the other ones, and this one is head over heels in love. What does that mean? Completely in love. But let's learn more. Click on About, and here you can get the definition, and then it gives you some other words that are similar. I personally feel that the other websites do a better job with their word of the day, but there is down here more information with a definition and then a sentence. Okay, so that's the word of the day. All right, then if we go back and we click on grammar, let's see what they have. So there are some grammar lessons here. Everyone likes grammar lessons. These are great. Again, this dictionary is designed for lower level learners, so some of this may be a little too easy for you, but it also might be really helpful. Let's take a quick look at one of these. Let's try prepositions and particles. Let's see what's there. So it tells us that words such as in, over, and with are prepositions, and we often use them as a particle, like looked up or the plane took off. And then we have a lot of related information about prepositions and particles. So it looks like those grammar lessons are a little bit smaller, but perhaps helpful. Here's one about prepositional phrases. It tells what a prepositional phrase is and then gives us several examples. So that's good. And yeah, there's a pretty good explanation here. Okay, so those are the grammar lessons. Let's take a quick look at this Dictionary Plus. What is that? So it tells us here that the Dictionary Plus, you can get an app, and that if you create an account, you can make word lists. This is also available on the other websites that I showed you, but that would be really useful for you to create your own word lists. And there are quizzes. Finally, there are some word lists that are already created. So let's take a quick look at those. Okay, so this word list is words for describing things, and you can download it. We have a lot of new words here with both the American and the British pronunciation. Oh boy, a lot of these words are great words, like vast. This is a word I teach my students. Or artificial, shallow. Okay, these are great. So to sum up, the Cambridge Dictionary would be a good choice if you're a newer learner of English. And you can see that there aren't a lot of ads on this website. However, I prefer the Learner's Dictionary for the best basic online dictionary. And I also like the Longman because it has more information and more detail about the words, including collocations and examples from the corpus. You might also find that using all three of the websites gives you a great combination. You would have 3 new words of the day if you went to each one of them every day, and you can create an account and make a word list on any of those sites. So let me know in the comments below how you use online dictionaries, and if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment and subscribe if you have not done so already. I love to talk about learning vocabulary, so also let me know if you have any tips or questions, and I will make more videos about vocabulary soon. Take care, and I'll see you back here soon.